So the daily buys level at $50 on Coinbase has worked not once, not twice, but three times. This time it was Cathie Wood that saved the day. In June, she purchased a little over 420,000 shares of Coinbase, and ever since then, price has been on the rise. Now, what's interesting about this daily chart over the last couple of months is that price is about to break out of this range to the upside. Why do I think price is going to break out to the upside? Well, it's the most recent news with regards to the Bitcoin ETF filings. Let's get into the news. So NASDAQ refiled a 19B4 form for the iShares Bitcoin Trust, a spot Bitcoin ETF with BlackRock at the helm. The move follows similar filings last week from the CBOE exchange. The exchange said it reached an agreement with the crypto exchange Coinbase to enter into a surveillance sharing agreement, with the expectation that a definitive agreement will be done ahead of trading, according to the filing. The move came after the Wall Street Journal reported last week that the SEC told both NASDAQ and the CBOE that recent filings from BlackRock, Fidelity, and others for spot Bitcoin ETF funds were not clear and comprehensive. Let's get into a quick video from CoinDesk that talks a little bit about this surveillance program and how Coinbase is at the helm, and how it's still a question mark whether these ETFs will get approved or not, but having this surveillance program in place gets an ETF approval one step closer.
Could there be something in this surveillance sharing? So recently we saw Cathie Wood's ARK Invest amend their spot Bitcoin ETF to include the service sharing agreement. This is similar to the language used in the BlackRock filing. Is there something there maybe?
Yeah, that definitely addresses one of the SEC's big complaints that they haven't had the surveillance sharing agreements in the past, or if they have, that the markets that they've set them up with weren't significant or regulated enough to satisfy the SEC's concerns. So that definitely seems to be what these companies are saying they've solved. BlackRock, Fidelity, even as you mentioned, Cathie Woods' company. They all seem to think, okay, well, we figured out how to set up this kind of surveillance sharing agreement with a market that should meet the SEC's needs or demands. But again, that I'm really curious to see what markets they choose, because at least as of today, June 30th, 2023, we haven't seen any of these markets really come into place. Now, the one thing that might be the case is these companies might be thinking, okay, well, the SEC started to bring lawsuits against crypto exchanges. Perhaps there will be a more regulated spot market by the time they get to the end of the review period, which could be as long as 240 days from whenever the SEC first acknowledges them. So that might be what they're anticipating, and this is just kind of a first swing at something they expect to see in place in the next couple of months.
I think it's important you bring up that more than 200 days number. This isn't something that's going to happen tomorrow.
Okay, so let's go back to the charts on Coinbase. Again, what's interesting about this, if we zoom out to the monthly chart, what can you see? Well, based on the monthly chart, the chart is suggesting that price can easily get back to the $120 level without any problems. But more importantly, what I see is what I'm going to call an accumulation phase. What you also can see, although a bit ugly, is a reversal head and shoulder pattern. Which is also a bullish indication. So I've been talking about Cathie Wood lately, and her timing is spot on. Again, going back to the daily chart, she bought this dip here. Again, she bought 422,000 shares. She now owns north of 11 million shares in Coinbase. Now, why is this significant? Well, let's scroll back out to the monthly chart. And what were the highs when Coinbase went public? We're talking north of $400. She got in at $50 or bought more at $50. So the monthly sellers level at 120 is just the first target. I'm going to give you some other targets. 160 becomes the next target. 240 becomes the next target. With the Bitcoin halving around the corner in 2024, we're easily going to get to 120. Easy. I will keep you updated on Cathie Wood's purchases on Coinbase, Coinbase itself, Bitcoin, moving forward. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.